Y'all ready for this?
Oh,
Remind me why I play games with you again.
because I can correct you on your grammar.
That wasn't grammar, that was just poor language. Anyway, we are playing Darkwood.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
good. I'm glad I caught that.
We're playing Darkwood by Acid Wizard Studio.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the name of the studio really doesn't seem to match the type of game. But that's okay.
You say that now, sir.
I mean, in their defense, my studio's name is Affinity Archives, so fucking what does that even belong to?
No, I saw this on Steam. So I was early access, and usually I sort of shy away from early access. Not that there's anything wrong with the games that are in early access.
There's a lot of bad games in early access.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
But I've been itching to play a horror game, and I fell upon this one, and I watched literally 10 seconds of the gameplay trailer, and I thought, "Yep, this is happening."
This game has been in early access for a while now too. I'm actually surprised that it still is considered an alpha.
I mean,
And it makes me wonder if they actually understand what an alpha is supposed to be, because we played this game a little bit before we started recording. I think it's in beta. People don't really seem to know what alpha and beta represents, but alpha is before a game gets pretty, generally speaking.
Yeah.
It's the core functionality, but barely any of the aesthetic. Beta is when some of the polish starts to happen. You implement the art, you implement polish features, which is like code that wasn't necessary, wasn't essential to the game working, and then gold or release is when everything is polished up and done. So this doesn't look like alpha, this looks like beta.
see the shape I'm drawing?
Nope.
It's a dick.
I thought it was a clover, or...
Yeah, it's a really weird clover.
Hey man, 4-leaf clovers are genetic mutants.
Oh god,
so,
that last one I drew. This nut over here is a little big.
That poor penis. Anyway, let's play this game.
All right.
So, anyone that's been watching our series for a while now knows that Kujo is a big baby and gets really stressed out while I'm playing games. And they're not even horror games either. So this time Kujo is playing, and we get to see him in his full babiness.
I am not a baby. I just get a little, frazzled. We'll go with frazzled.
Yeah, frazzled.
Hashtag frazzled.
Well.
You better edit that in.
Edit that in?
Yeah,
I wasn't going to edit it.
There better be, like, right over here. There better be, like, some cool, funky, like, Comic Sans text showing up with... I only said Comic Sans text just so Nick would see it and be immediately angry.
I'm the one that yells at you for your stupid Comic Sans and your phone. Who likes Comic Sans? No one.
So, what I will say, if they're really looking for setting the tone, this opening little prologue thing does wonders. I think this is creepy.
The music certainly does a good job at it too.
Oh yeah.
Music and sound effects are actually one of the most essential things to setting the tone of any game. But I would argue that it's most important in a horror game.
Yeah. This actually reminds me, and I wonder if people played this way back in the day. It was around the era of Myst, when Myst was very big, and Riven and all that. There was a game called 11th Hour. It had the same basic idea in that you were walking around a location solving little puzzles and such. There wasn't any real danger, but you were trying to piece together the story of what happened in this mansion. And it was a horror game, and it was terrifying.
That sounds fantastic.
It was so creepy, but it was so cool.
So before you move...
Yes.
Move up. I would like to say that they were very smart in that they put something that interacts with physics right next to the player. You know immediately, the game inherently teaches you, just because you're going to move in some direction, that there are objects that can be pushed around. But they also chose to put it above the player. What direction are you instinctually going to move in?
Up.
Exactly. So that's actually pretty smart design. It seems really little right now, but it makes a big difference when it teaches the player without saying anything.
Yeah. For those who are wondering what I just picked up, I picked up some pills.
Pills.
A homemade device for making moonshine.
I really like the flavor text, actually.
All right, so ready? Okay, so there's a barricaded window. Another thing I find really interesting about this beginning room is that your first instinct is to start moving up because your cursor isn't really hovered on anything. So you start moving up, realize, oh, my cursor's my flashlight. This room's kind of small though.
Was the flashlight pointing down at the beginning?
It was pointing at the desk.
Oh, okay.
So, barricaded window. It's teaching you. Oh, you have to be close enough to objects to inspect them. Cool.
I didn't actually
look over here. That. Oh, there's just nothing here. Is this really all? Is this just like an empty room somewhere? What the hell is going on? Oh, there's a door. Now let's take a look. And this is the coolest thing in my opinion. Once I move this chair out of the way, this. Oh, I'm too far. Right there. See, taught you something right there. Move out of the way. This was the coolest way of like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn just from this
Boom.
First room. And I mean, there's a point in which there could be too much, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think that they passed that threshold. I think they introduced just enough in that first room. Teaches you how to interact, teaches you how to move, it teaches you about physics in the game, and it teaches you how to view things, like changing not only the light direction, but also viewing descriptions of things. Also, that's creepy. I can't quite...
It also sets
it looks like a
gives
face.
You a setting.
Is that a face with an open mouth?
I think so, yeah. The eye right here, and the mouth and the nose. It also gives you a setting, a time.
12:06:85. You think?
Now,
it's,
mind you, he
think
did
it's 2085, or do you think it's 1985?
I'm thinking it's 1985 because the camera is an old Zenith.
Oh,
Or
okay,
Zenith
yeah, then that
S.
makes perfect sense. Okay, so we have
Zenith.
an era. And I actually read through some of the press release for this game, and it's apparently set in Russia? What was it? Or Soviet Union, to be
Radio
correct.
Monica. Oh, I see. There's been radio silence for years, although sometimes I can hear voices among the noise. Oh.
Well, that's disturbing.
How about that? Oh, interesting.
Can you play it?
No.
No.
You just inspect it.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I don't... The game's already creepy enough. We don't need to make it worse.
Are you kidding me? If you're going to make a creepy game, you got to, like,
You
milk
gotta
that
immerse
shit.
yourself.
Yeah, man.
I love the lighting physics. I think that's so cool. It's so fun.
What about it is particularly...
It's just visually intriguing to me. The fact that the light source over here is doubling how much light is in the room, but the second you start turning, you realize this is how bright your flashlight is by itself.
Oh, I see. A door is kind of blocking some of that.
And the door's blocking, and based on where you are...
Yeah, that's
Very well
actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Programming wise, I don't actually think it'd be too difficult. How it's probably working is that there's kind of this layer over the entire like camera perspective, and well, I guess they could have done it a couple of ways. I'm not a programmer by nature, but I think the code is basically like removing it, like decreasing the opacity of that layer for that drawn section. The alternative could be that it's just lighting it up in a weird way, because we do have it really bright in some areas, so there's got to be some sort of additive nature to the code. But yeah, no, it's interesting. It's funny too because in what was it? I think we were playing the demo for Final Fantasy with Nathan. And,
with you mean episode Duske,
yeah. we talked a lot about lighting effects actually in games and how like that simulation software works. And this is totally different from what we see in most like 3D lighting effects.
Yeah.
With 2D games, it functions completely different because there's nothing for the simulated light particles to bounce off of.
Oh wait, here.
In a way, it makes it simpler, though.
Yeah. Hey, what's LMB mean, Chris?
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so...
He growled when he saw that.
I really hate abbreviations, especially when it comes to tutorials, because if you aren't a gamer that... For instance, if you don't play a lot of PC games, and you were like, I really want to play this game, I can only get it on PC, so I'm going to get it. If I saw LMB... I don't play PC games, I would have no fucking clue what that means. None. So my issues come in two parts. It's either that the developers were lazy and they didn't want to draw some icon to represent that click, or they just, for whatever reason, felt that they needed to save space for the text by abbreviating it. In either way, that's actually really bad design, because you risk leaving your players uncertain how to actually control your game. And never should you require your player to have to go into the options menu and really like see the full description of a key binding to figure out how to use it. It's bad.
So for those who were paying attention during the rant,
did you show the text that it says? Yeah. You should show the text again before you do what needs to be done. It's a little hard to tell because everything's top down, but that is your dog.
He's going to make it. I should end his suffering.
I love too. You don't hear him whining until you open the door, but as soon as you open the door, he becomes the spotlight.
Well, it's also when you open the door and then walk near him because he recognizes you.
Oh yeah, so he's whining at you. He's like, "I'm in pain. Help me." It's really sad, but the great thing about it is that it sets the tone. Shit is gonna die everywhere.
Yep.
And you're the one that's gonna have to deal with it.
Love you, buddy.
You don't love him. You've never known him.
It's a dog.
And that's great. I mean, that is like the saddest thing in any horror, anything, right?
Yeah.
When humans die, we don't care. When animals die, oh, motherfuckers are gonna pay.
Yep.
It is really sad, though. I guess we just kind of have this inherent fondness for animals.
Something else this brings up. Obstacles have health bars. I don't know if you saw that at the bottom.
Oh, I didn't actually see that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cool. Was that just like a tree trunk that you chopped down?
Yeah.
It's a little hard to tell because it was dark and top down. So top down is actually a really interesting choice for this game, and it seemingly has been a little popular lately with some horror games, indie horror games at least. But top down is very, very hard to do art wise.
There was one, I forgot what it was called. I know Tobuscus played it, and I think PewDiePie played it. It was some like Witch in the Wood or something. It was styled with graphics that were like Super Nintendo era. Terrifying. I watched it. I lost my shit. It was great. I mean, no, I didn't. I was fine.
But the reason I say that top-down is really challenging from an art perspective is that it's very hard to get things to look like something that we can recognize. Humans are not used to looking at things from the top down. Humans are used to looking at things straight on. So when we play a game that has that shifted perspective, it becomes very challenging to identify things.
It's why for the first Grand Theft Auto games, I couldn't play them. I couldn't do it.
It's funny because those were the only ones that I played.
Weird.
I know, right? But like even as an artist that I've made games with top-down perspectives, it's very, very challenging. So I mean, kudos to them for doing a good job so far. But I imagine there's going to be a few things that we encounter that we're just like, I don't know what any of this is. But you can see a lot of the tricks that they've used are like the cow that we encountered, or even the car. They're on their side because we can recognize it if it's on its side. We can't recognize it if we see it from the top down. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of that. I'm worried that it's going to feel forced, but it might not. Is this where the panic begins?
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know what that is.
Is that it? Oh, cool. Perspective.
Oh, is it a tree?
It's a tree.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I think the ring around it is really what got me confused about it, but I guess it'd be kind of hard to tell that it was an object in your way if it didn't have that little ring.
God. Oh, God. I'm starting to feel it build up.
You worried there, Kujo?
I heard something.
Do you want me to read the text that they describe this game in the press release?
I don't know that I want you to. There's a corpse here. Completely absorbed. Great, so it's almost totally decomposed.
The fear of unknown is powerful, and the unknown will try to remain unseen, forcing you to watch your back.
What the
Your
hell?
senses will
Why-
be deceived.
Why are you doing this to me?
Your sight fooled. Your smell tricked by Darkwood's
You're making this
surreal
worse.
terrors. No answers will be given to you for free. Yet somewhere in the woods lies the truth, an explanation to what happened in this god-forsaken place. Looking for your weakness, your inner demons, only to devour you. Welcome to Darkwood.
Why would you do that to me?
Are you happy you decided to play this game, Kujo? That looks like
Yeah.
a kangaroo.
You look like a kangaroo.
Wow.
The kangaroo's a nerd.
You know, I gotta say, I've read a lot of press releases in my day, both helping indies review their games and even other people reviewing their games, but also in writing some too. That was very well written for a press release.
Yeah.
I give them a big thumbs up for that because it really sets the tone of the game. If it's invoking fear in you right now, hearing it while playing the game,
Oh,
that means they did a
Oh,
good
God.
job. Also, this is smart because they're giving you a little taste of what's to come before it becomes too deadly to
it's a bear.
oh, it's eating something. I don't think that's a bear, man. That looks like a humanoid hunched over something.
Okay.
Yeah, get that axe ready.
I
I think this one is still alive. Oh man, what is it? Unconscious man. Oh, it's a
Search
person.
him for a big, metal key. Exit out of these woods. This must be the key to it. I'm just gonna take it.
So there must be some sort of gate.
Oh no.
Oh, a cutscene.
No.
I did not expect this.
No.
He's unconscious. The little rat didn't make it into his hole.
Oh God.
If he's got the key, he must know where the door is. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Only pests like him know how to get out of these woods. Pests, interesting. Of course, he won't willingly tell me anything.
What the hell?
What is even
What the
happening?
hell are we doing?
But this, however... Jesus!
What the shit?
Doesn't really matter.
I don't know.
Who is our character? What?
We've shifted. We're the guy now.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh. Barricade is too strong to dismantle.
Wow. I feel like that starting character is some like a Herbert West shit.
I could use these rags to craft some bandages and heal myself.
Well, should we continue this in the next episode?
Yeah.
You ready to be panicked a little bit more?
Yeah.
All right. Well, hold your tears because we'll see you in the next episode in the archives.
Yay.
What's wrong, Kujo? You scared?
Yeah.
You wanna talk about it?
No. I just wanna go back to like
You regret
happy
playing?
times.
You regret suggesting this game?
Not at all. I think it's beautiful. I'm just terrified of it.